Everybody moves to Tokyo when they first come to Japan, but nobody tells you how expensive, crowded, and honestly just stressful it is. But luckily, there's a better option: Saitama. The reason why people want to move to Saitama is firstly the rent. Regardless where you live in Tokyo, the rent will be cheaper in Saitama. And it's not just the rent, it's also the size of the apartment. Apartments and houses in Saitama are bigger for less money spent. To explain this to you, I will introduce you to my own apartment. I live right now in Setagaya, which is a district of Tokyo. So this is my apartment in Tokyo. It's called one room. Basically everything is in one room. You have the bed over here, small kitchen, and then the desk. And that's it. I don't have a TV, I don't have a sofa, I don't have space for these things. It comes with a small terrace over here. And then you have a tiny window over here, where you can see Tokyo. But if you compare this to Saitama, you will be surprised. In Tokyo, a one-room apartment like mine costs about 90,000 yen. But in Saitama, you can get a 1DK, meaning you have a larger apartment with a separate kitchen, for only 80,000 yen. That's almost twice as big of an apartment and 10,000 yen cheaper. If you actually search for apartments in Saitama, you'd be surprised. Like for example, this is 1K. This is bigger than my apartment, but only costs about 80,000 yen. Another example, this is 30 square meters. Mine is only 20 and it costs only 70,000 yen. Or this one, 1DK, also more bigger than my apartment and only 70,000 yen. And it's not just rent, everything is cheaper in Saitama. A normal meal in Tokyo can cost 1,000 yen or more, while in Saitama you can find great meals for 600 to 800 yen. Gyms, groceries, and even parking. Way cheaper. If you want to save money and still enjoy life in Japan, Saitama just makes sense. But you're probably right now thinking, Saitama is too far. It will take hours to get to Tokyo, right? That's actually not true. If you live in places like Omiya, you can get to Shinjuku in less than 30 minutes, Ikebukuro in 20 minutes, and Akabane just in 10 minutes. This is about the same amount of time that I take from Shinjuku to my own apartment in Setagaya. The reason why is because Saitama has much faster trains compared to Tokyo, with many express lines going from Saitama to Tokyo. I just arrived in Saitama, in Omiya station, and it only took 30 minutes to get here from Shinjuku. Another bonus, less packed trains. Tokyo's rush hour is hell, but if you live in Saitama, you actually have a shot at getting a seat. Many train lines like the Saikyo line start in Saitama and go to Tokyo. Usually they get crowded as soon as they reach Tokyo, so if you want a seat, the only time when there's one free is in Saitama. I used to think that Saitama was this quiet, boring place with nothing to do. But then I actually went there, and what I found surprised me. Omiya is basically a mini Tokyo. It got the same city vibes, nightlife and entertainment, just without the crazy prices and shoulder-to-shoulder crowds. At night the streets come alive with bars, restaurants and even street performers, just like in Shibuya, but way more relaxed. You can actually find a seat in a restaurant and you're not spending half your paycheck just to have a night out. I'm right now in Kawagoe, which is pretty close to Omiya, and when you think about Saitama, you probably expect nothing to be here, but actually it's quite a lively atmosphere, with many people walking around and enjoying their day. People in Tokyo love to complain about how boring Saitama is, but then they spend hours on a train just to visit its best spots. The irony? If you live in Saitama, you're already next door. If you live in Tokyo and you miss nature, you won't have this problem in Saitama. Saitama is packed with nature, parks, hiking spots and more. Many people living in Tokyo travel for hours just to visit nature spots to get a break from city life. But imagine what's it like to live here and have these spots right next door. Tokyo is exciting, but it's crowded, expensive and stressful. Saitama offers space, savings and quick access to Tokyo. Honestly, the better choice for moving to Japan. Saitama is big. Landmass wise, it's almost double the size of all of Tokyo. If you live in Omiya or the surroundings, this shouldn't be a problem, as there are many train lines. But if you live anywhere more farther inward, you will likely need a car. But even if you live in Omiya, you will have the same experiences in Tokyo, just much cheaper. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, then subscribe, then watch all my future videos. Let me know in the comments, would you ever move to Saitama or you're sticking with Tokyo? Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.